What does it take to break barriers in a sport dominated by one race? Willie O'Ree, the first black player in the NHL, showed the world that determination and skill can shatter even the toughest obstacles. In today's video, we'll dive into the inspiring story of Willie O'Ree, the trailblazer who not only made history by playing in the NHL, but also paved the way for future generations of black hockey players. Before we jump in, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more incredible sports stories. In 1958, history was made in the world of hockey. Willie O'Ree became the first black player ever to suit up in the NHL, breaking racial barriers and leaving a legacy that would inspire generations to come. But his journey wasn't just about stepping onto the ice. O'Ree had to overcome incredible obstacles to even make it to the NHL. Willie O'Ree's early life and background. Willie O'Ree was born on October 15th, 1935 in Fredericton, New Brunswick, Canada, into a family with a strong athletic background. Raised in a time when professional sports were predominantly white, O'Ree had to navigate racial prejudice from a very young age. His father, Harry O'Ree, worked as a railroad porter, and his mother, who supported the family, was a strong influence on his work ethic. From an early age, O'Ree showed promise as a gifted athlete. He played a variety of sports, but hockey was his passion. However, unlike other Canadian kids, O'Ree was often the only black player in the arena, something that would become a theme throughout his career. The call to the NHL, 1958. In 1958, Willie O'Ree was playing in the Quebec minor leagues with the Quebec Aces. That's when the call came that would change his life forever. The Boston Bruins of the NHL reached out to him with a rare opportunity, a chance to play for their team. At the time, the NHL was an all-white league, and many doubted whether a black player could succeed in such an environment. O'Ree, however, wasn't deterred. On January 18th, 1958, he stepped onto the ice for his first game as a Boston Bruin, facing the Montreal Canadiens, making history. On January 18th, 1958, O'Ree officially became the first black player to ever play in an NHL game. Despite the magnitude of the moment, O'Ree was more focused on the game itself. In his debut, he played as a winger for the Bruins against the Montreal Canadiens. Although O'Ree didn't score a goal or record an assist in that first game, he made history simply by being there. At the time, the significance of his presence wasn't immediately recognized by the general public. O'Ree didn't even realize the historical importance of his debut until he read about it in the newspaper the following day. Racism and hostility, facing challenges head-on. While O'Ree's entry into the NHL was groundbreaking, it wasn't without challenges. He faced significant racism both from opponents and fans. Players would shout racial slurs at him during games, and some fans would jeer and taunt him, making his time in the league incredibly difficult. O'Ree remembers the worst encounters coming from fans in Chicago and New York, where he was often subjected to intense racial hostility. Despite this, O'Ree kept his head down and focused on the game. As he said in an interview, "I knew what I was up against. It was just part of what I had to deal with. Playing with blindness." One of the most astonishing aspects of Willie O'Ree's story is that he played professional hockey with blindness in one eye. While playing in the minor leagues, O'Ree was struck by a slap shot that broke his nose and damaged his right eye permanently. Doctors told him he would never play again, but O'Ree didn't let that stop him. He kept his condition a secret, never revealing to his teams or the NHL that he was blind in one eye. As O'Ree explained, "I focused on what I could see, not what I couldn't." This challenge did not deter him from playing at the highest level of hockey. His ability to play despite such an immense handicap made his achievements even more remarkable. This level of racial animosity was something that many black athletes in various sports, including Jackie Robinson, had to endure. However, O'Ree believed his ability on the ice would speak louder than any of the insults hurled at him. Minor league success and continued impact. After his debut with the Bruins, O'Ree spent several years bouncing between the NHL and the minor leagues, including time with the Boston Braves and the Quebec Aces. Although O'Ree played only 45 games in the NHL, his impact on the minor leagues was undeniable. He spent most of his career with the San Diego Gulls, where he became a fan favorite and even won 2 scoring titles. His presence in the minor leagues allowed him to continue to develop and refine his skills, all while inspiring young black black athletes to follow in his footsteps, retiring and honoring a legend. Although his career in the NHL was brief, O'Ree's legacy as a trailblazer in hockey continued long after his playing days. In 1961, O'Ree retired from professional hockey, but his work in promoting diversity in the sport had only just begun. In 1998, O'Ree was inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame in recognition of his contributions to the game, particularly for breaking the color barrier. His number 22 jersey was retired by the Boston Bruins, cementing his place as one of the most important figures in the history of hockey, becoming a diversity ambassador. After retiring from hockey, Willie O'Ree continued to work to ensure that the sport was more inclusive. He became a key figure in promoting hockey to minority communities and youth. He served as the NHL's diversity ambassador, working to encourage young people from diverse backgrounds to take up the sport. O'Ree's efforts have been instrumental in making hockey more accessible to minority groups, especially in underserved communities. His work paved the way for future generations of black hockey players, including notable athletes such as Grant Fuhr and Tony McKegney, and current NHL players like PK Subban and Anthony Duclair. Recognition and honors. In addition to his induction into the Hockey Hall of Fame, O'Ree has received numerous accolades for his groundbreaking work in the sport. He was awarded the Order of Canada, one of the highest honors a Canadian citizen can receive, for his contributions to hockey and his role in promoting diversity. In 2021, O'Ree was also honored with the Congressional Gold Medal in recognition of his trailblazing role in the NHL and his ongoing work to promote inclusivity in sports. His efforts continue to inspire athletes from all walks of life, and his influence is felt throughout the world of hockey today. Willie O'Ree's legacy. Willie O'Ree's legacy is not just about being the first black player to play in the NHL. It's about his perseverance, resilience, and commitment to breaking barriers in a sport that was not welcoming to people of color. He played the game with dignity and skill, proving that talent and passion can overcome any obstacle, no matter how difficult. Today, his name is synonymous with courage and determination. Willie O'Ree's story is a testament to the power of breaking barriers and forging paths for others to follow. As O'Ree himself once said, "You can do anything you set your mind to. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't." Willie O'Ree's journey from a young black boy dreaming of playing hockey to becoming the first black player in the NHL is nothing short of extraordinary. His story transcends sports, illustrating the power of resilience in the face of adversity. As we continue to celebrate his legacy, let's remember that his courage didn't just change the face of hockey, it changed the world of sports. Thank you for joining us in honoring the remarkable life of Willie O'Ree, the first black player in the NHL. If you enjoyed this story of Willie O'Ree's incredible journey, make sure to hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more inspiring sports stories. Leave a comment below. What part of O'Ree's journey inspires you the most?